Stimulus response part 5, wrath. The person we're going to use to talk a little bit about wrath from the Bible is the great leader and prophet Moses. How he starts his journey to eventually meet with God on Mount Horeb is that he was an exile or a refugee from Egypt because he had killed a man who had been badly treating a Jewish person. And he killed him and hid him under the sand. But somebody had seen what he had done, and the Pharaoh at the time said that he would have killed him because he had killed somebody else. And as he's a murderer and he spends his time with God, 40 years in Midian, and he eventually meets God and comes back and frees the Israelites from slavery. And they are in their journey 40 more years within the wilderness. He meets upon another time when he becomes very angry. And that is because the persons who he is leading become complaining and murmuring about the fact that they were thirsty and they couldn't get any water. And God told him to speak to a rock so that water could come out of it so that they could be satiated from the thirst that they had. But he in his anger said, "Here you rebels," grabs his staff, hits the rock, but interestingly water still comes out. And this was actually a retelling of a similar thing which he had done earlier. But it wasn't what God had told him to do. And so he eventually was not allowed to go into the promised land because he had been disobedient to God. So wrath can be destructive if used in the wrong fashion. There is such a thing as righteous indignation, where you may become angry because a wrong thing is done and you're trying to correct something. But if used incorrectly, as you can see in the examples with the prophet Moses, then it can be very bad. It says in the Bible that a soft answer turneth away wrath. It also says that you should not go down to your bed and rise up back angry again. So it's obvious that in our daily lives we will come upon many instances where we will feel wronged, or we may feel something should not have happened, or we may just get frustrated or annoyed or upset. And the stimuli causes us to respond in anger. But it is not always the correct course to push forward with, because, of course, as you saw in my example, it can cause its own consequences. So how do you stop the response? The thing is that there are many techniques that you can listen to, and you hear them all the time, such as when you initially feel that need to get angry, you can take a few minutes, breathe deeply, or even to move away from the situation that you are in that may be causing you to be angry. But where it really gets more interesting is when you remember just how important it is for you to have some peace in your life. And when you can find that peace in your own mind and push it out into the environment that you're in, you'll realize just how less angry you can be.